Coach Gaspari. I'm here in Edison, New Jersey at the Apollon Gym. We have Mark Alvisi here. I'm bringing Mark here just to get to know him, get to know his training philosophies. Hopefully I can give him some of my tips, old school tips as well. And we're gonna just annihilate 2009. Let's get started. Mark, we just did leg training. We started off with hamstrings. Let's go over that.
Okay. Well, we started first off with the seated leg curl.
Okay.
I like to do this movement just to, kind of get some blood in there, warm up the hamstrings. You can start off a little bit light, just get the range of motion, and then start moving the weight up gradually.
I like the seated leg curls as well. It's a good exercise to just keep constant contraction on the hamstrings.
Yeah, I really feel like I could really feel isolating the hamstrings in that movement.
Okay.
The next movement we went to is more of a mass building movement, which is the stiff leg deadlift. This is a movement where you can really load some weight on the bar, and it's really good for adding a lot of mass to the hamstring.
Okay, I noticed you had your own kind of style with the stiff-legged deadlifts. A lot of guys keep their knees even more stiff. You had more of a bend, so it was kind of in between a regular deadlift and a stiff-legged deadlift.
Yeah, and the reason I do that is because I make sure that I have that play and that bend in my leg, just because I don't want to tear or pull the hamstring, especially when we're getting into really heavy weight. But the thing is, I really keep it in a position to where I feel that tension on the hamstring at all times, and then I'm pulling that heavy weight under that tension. And really, that's a movement where I really train for the feel of the muscle. And once I get in my groove, I can really put some weight on there and really pound it out.
I think the style you have is I think they're called Romanian deadlifts, because with that more of a bend on it. And what you're doing is, like you said, you're just keeping that contraction on the hamstrings.
Right.
And it's a great mass builder for hamstrings. And as you can see, obviously on stage, you got some of the best hamstrings.
Yeah, I really noticed the difference when I started incorporating that movement.
And then after that?
The next movement that we moved to was the lying leg curls. And this is another great isolation movement. It's also another movement where you can use a lot of weight, just to really peak that hamstring and put a lot of tension right on the hamstring.
I agree. Most gyms only have lying leg curls. It was fortunate that we had a lot of different machines, and it seems like you like to use a lot of variety with hamstrings.
Yeah, well, the thing is, there's only the range of motion for, to build a hamstring is basically just one range of motion. So you have to really try to hit it from different angles. And the thing is, different machines are going to hit it from different angles. I mean, they're all going to stimulate the muscle group itself. But I think, you don't want it to just be like one movement that you're doing, because I think your body will get used to that.
Cool. And then the last exercise?
The final exercise was the FST7 movement, which was the standing one leg curl.
Yeah, those were tough. I mean, going one leg to the other. You normally work out by yourself?
It just depends. On the days where I train with a partner, we'll just do one leg. I'll do my set, and then he'll do his set, and then we'll switch to the other leg. So we'll do all sevens. If I train by myself, I just go back and forth. I do my left and then my right, and then left and right, so there's no break in between.
No, I definitely feel it. My hamstrings were blasted with that workout. So it felt good.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really is. It's a good workout. Finishing off with the sevens, it really pumps a lot of blood.
Hamstrings and right to thighs.
Right into quads.
Okay, Mark, you finished off, from hamstrings right to thighs. Let's go into what we did there.
Okay, well, with quads, I like to start and warm up the muscle group with some leg extensions on the machine. I think that's just a good way to kind of get some blood in there, warm up the joint, warm up the muscle, start pulling fluid into the muscle, and just prepare it for the heavier other compound movements we're going to be doing afterwards.
I agree. Leg extensions are a great exercise, to warm up the knees. Like you said, get blood into the thighs. They're not an overall building exercise, but they do get good contraction, in your thighs before you start the other heavy movements.
Yeah, and it's also a good movement sometimes to finish with too, if you want to really etch some detail into the quads.
Definitely, if you want to get that separation. Definitely. I used to always put them into my workout and really squeeze them at the top so that you can get that separation.
Get that burn. Yeah, absolutely. Really, it's a good movement. You can really create a burn with that movement.
Good. And then we went to
front squats. Now, sometimes I'll do regular squats, sometimes I'll do front squats. It just depends. Just depends on what phase of training I'm in. For this last phase, from the USA's to the Nationals, I was doing front squats. That movement basically, you know, it really keeps the tension right on the front of the quad there, and I really like the way that it feels on the movement feels on my muscles.
You know, as you said, doing a front squat is more isolation on the thigh. When you're squatting, you're using your hips, you're using your butt. It's a good mass builder. You know, doing regular squats, front squats are one of those like isolation just to build up those frontal quads.
Right, and it's one good thing about it too is sometimes you know, the front squat, it takes a little bit of that compression and pressure off of your low back. And if you have issues with your low back, this is usually a good alternative so that you don't have to go as heavy, but you're still really stimulating the quads.
And then we went to another mass builder, the leg press.
The next one was the leg press. This is another great mass builder because, again, you're in a supported position with the leg press. You can really pile the weight onto the machine and really pound out some weight. And it really takes big weight to build big muscles.
Oh, I agree. I mean, leg press, you know, they were a big part of my working out to build thighs. I mean, I cut out squats a lot of times because, you know, it can affect your back. It can put a lot of, actually build up your obliques when you do too much of a heavy squat. So leg presses were great just to isolate thighs as well. And then we went to...
after that movement, we went to walk-in lunges.
Whoa, tough exercise.
Tough exercise, but definitely a mandatory exercise for me. I've always done them. I think it's a great movement just to really etch detail into the hamstrings and the glutes. Really make that, you know, that hamstring glute tie-in really noticeable. It definitely helped me to cut those striations into my glutes. And, you know, that's one thing that you don't really see too much on the stage, except for at the top level. You were the first to actually really display striated glutes. I've always displayed them myself, so I think that this movement has really helped me do that.
Definitely, as you said, you know, when I started training, nobody did lunges. It was more of a girl exercise. I started putting them into my workout, walking lunges. I use barbell lunges as well. Even doing what we call reverse lunges that you can do with a bar and stay in one place. But lunges are a great exercise to get that tie-in into the glutes, work out the glutes so that, you know, when you diet down, you actually have those striations that a lot of people don't have.
And really, that really makes all the difference in the world when you turn around and you just have all that detail in your glute and your ham and all that. You know, that really makes a difference between first and second.
Oh, definitely. And then we finished off.
With the FST7 movement. This is a tough one. This is a killer.
Oh, it was.
We do the hack squats, and what we're doing is we're doing 7 sets, 15 reps, only resting 30 seconds in between each set, going all the way down. This is really a good mass builder. It really isolates, you know, you're going to feel it in your hamstrings, your quads. I mean, the whole leg is really going to blow out.
What I noticed, I mean, we did all those heavy movements, and then we went on to the FST hack squats, and definitely I just felt like more and more blood just gorged into my thighs.
Yeah.
To the point that, you know, it felt like the skin was like tearing.
Absolutely. I mean, really, even at the bottom of the rep, you can really feel like your hamstrings pushing off your calves, and I mean, you're really getting a good pump, and that's the whole point of that, just to really swell the muscle.
No, that was a great workout.
Yeah.
Whoa. 7 set, that was the end of thighs.
Yeah, well,
we're done.
We're not done yet. Everybody knows a good set of wheels is no good without a good set of calves, so we definitely got to get some calf training in.
Okay, Mark, we finished off leg training with calves. First movement we did was the standing calf raises.
Yeah, tough movement, definitely a really good movement. I like to start a little bit lighter, just kind of warm up the calf muscle and you know, just really pump some blood in there, a couple sets, and then I start really pyramiding the weight up to really heavy weight. One thing I really did was that I noticed made a really big change and started really growing my calves is really pound the weight on in that movement and really focusing on the negative portion of the movement with the weight just kind of like, you know, getting the weight up and then just that crushing weight coming down on the calves and trying to resist, and it really will tear down the muscle fibers and it really starts stimulating the new growth.
The calf muscle is a tough muscle because it's a very high density muscle. You're walking on them all the time. As you said, sticking to high reps when using what you said definitely made a difference because I saw improvements on your calves. Those negatives on the eccentric part of the exercise made a difference where your calves, you know, grew.
Yeah, definitely.
So you need to keep it up.
Yeah, I found something that worked for me, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to run with that for the next 12 months and see where it takes me.
Good, and then we went over to the leg press calf raises.
Yeah, and that movement again, you know, really good movement, pumping a lot of blood in there. Sticking with about 15 reps and just really getting that squeeze at the top of every rep. Just trying to get that squeeze and that contraction at the top.
Definitely, with that kind of movement, you can do different angles, your toes in, toes out, and doing that motion. Again, squeeze at the top, and then slowly bring it down.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, if you want to focus a little bit more on the outer part of your calf, you're going to go toes in. If you want to focus a little bit more on the inner part, obviously you're going to have your feet out to a 45-degree angle pointing outward. So you have a lot of versatility with that movement.
Whew.
Wow.
That was a tough workout.
That was a rough 2 days.
Yeah, we did the whole body. I mean, but this itself, hamstrings, quads,
calves.
and then finishing up with calves.
Yeah, rough, but we got through it.
Good. Okay, Mark, you came here to New Jersey, to cold New Jersey. 2 grueling days of working out. And you really get to know someone when you're there in the gym training with him.
Yeah, I agree.
And you're a really hard-working guy. I know you're going to train really hard. What do we expect from you in 2009?
Well, you know, I made some really great gains from the USA's to the Nationals, and that was just a period of 4 months. You know, I was very 100% committed. I was very motivated, and I was able to make pretty major improvements in a short period of time. So that being said, you know, now that I have considerably more time off season where I can keep my calories up and I can really focus on putting on a whole lot of new mass, I'm really excited about it. I think I can definitely come in at least another 10 or 11 pounds heavier next time I step on stage, and I'm going to keep the same quality of condition and symmetry and everything else, and I'm really motivated about that, and I'm going to do it 100%.
Well, I'll tell you, I was really impressed with you. The gains you made from USA to the Nationals were impressive. You have a freaky physique with that little waist and that wide clavicle, and another 10, 11 pounds in your frame is going to be incredible. We're going to be doing a lot more videotaping on you in off season to see you gain. You know, right now you're around 225, get you up to 240, 250.
Yeah.
And then, you know, get you right into the contest.
Yeah, I'm really excited about doing it. Definitely going to put on some good size, and then, you know, we'll just cover the whole event and right up to the show.
Good. Sounds like a good deal.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.